Hey everyone, welcome to another Tuesday night watch talk with me, your host, Bobby Legs on the Bobby Legs live streams channel. I'm joined by my friend Marcus this evening. Hey Marcus, Happy New Year, man. How are
Happy
you?
New Year, Bobby Legs. Good.
Yeah, you
Just
sound really good. I love the audio quality coming from you these days. It's awesome. It's awesome. Um, hey, anything? Did you do anything special over the
uh
holiday?
just headed out for to wine country for a bit, hung out with the wife, that kind of stuff.
Oh, so what does wine country look like up by you? Like where is it? Like is it close to where you live?
It's about I would say hour and change with in good traffic, otherwise up to 2 hours with shitty traffic.
Okay. Like north, east, west. I'm just trying to figure like outside of Toronto, like in that area. Like
Um where do I usually go? I go west.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, it's away from Toronto.
okay. Yeah, I mean like surprisingly like there's a lot of like in the U.S. here, right? There's a lot of places you can go and do that. And
That's
upstate New
considered
York,
wine country, yeah. There's a
yeah,
lot of places considered wine country.
yeah. Upstate New York has a lot of wine, like Long Island, New York. I mean, nothing major here in Jersey, although there are some wineries here. But I think if you could just grow some grapes, right? I mean, I know some do better than others, right? I know some places are just way better than others. But I think what they like to do is like they also the place that you go to. I mean, like restaurant as well, like that kind of deal, and you
Uh
taste some wine.
no, not
No, oh,
really.
okay, all right, gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, I don't drink wine. I haven't drank wine in a very long time, so I kind of never indulged in going on these wine trips. But I've had friends who have, and they always seem to have a blast. Hey, what do you got on wrist this evening?
I've got the Kermit today.
Oh, very nice. Um, I got the Zin 356. I paired it up on this like little kind of desert camo NATO.
Yeah, I usually don't like NATOs, but that was not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm not. I think I like NATOs. So I'll put them on a watch, and then like a day later, I'm like, I gotta put it back on the strap. I really want to like NATOs. They just don't stick. So anyway, hey, before we get into some of our collection resolutions, right? Um, and maybe some predictions that we have for 2024. Let's say hello to the chat, shall we?
Sure,
Um,
sounds like a plan.
hey, Maison is here. How you doing? Maison, I see YT. Oh yeah, so my bad, Maison. Like the size of the image, I realized later on that it was too small, so it looks good as a thumbnail. But when you see it pop up before the stream starts, it does get pixelated. That's my fault. That was my fault. You have to do what 1280 by 720 or something like that. And this was like 600 by 400. It was just my bad, my bad. Hey, Rick is here. How you doing, Rick? He's wishing us a happy new year, especially Colin. Uh, Bill K is here. How you doing, Bill? Marceau is wearing his Helios Seaforth 4. Very nice. Rob Mountain Standard Time is here. Hey, Chaz is here. What's going on? Mr. Time Hill, how you doing? Good to see you. Um, Bill K say nice to see Bobby yesterday. Sam casual watch talk. Yeah, I like when I like popping into Sam's live stream when I have a chance. He does like an earlier live stream during the day because he has got a lot of subscribers in the UK. So that's kind of a hard time for me to meet. But I was able to put on a little movie for the kids yesterday, and I was able to do pop in for an hour. So that was a lot of fun. Wilson is here. Good to see you, Wilson. Bruno, hello. Hey, Mason's wearing his Moser Heritage on wrist tonight. Nate Dogg is here. How you doing, Nate? Good to see you. Hey, Mr. Pale Horse is here. Underachieving watch collector. Good to see you. James Duffy, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Um, Brownie, already out of the gates here. Prediction: Bobby buys a German watch in 2024. Brownie, I think that was pretty safe prediction, right? The question is how many? How many? That's the real question. Uh, um, Rick saying he's not drinking wine from Jersey. Sorry, hey, no offense here. Hey, Colin just popped in to say this topic is lame. Thanks, Colin. Um, let's see here. So yeah, so chat, if you have any predictions or resolutions, let me know. I feel a little daring. I'm gonna throw in the link here. If anybody wants to pop in and give us a resolution really quick on camera, that'd be great. Marcus, have you thought about any kind of collection resolution for this year?
Yeah,
Strategy?
I've watched fasting.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. Right now, I think I sent out in our group chat state of
Hmm.
the collection, so it's currently sitting at 11. Don't like it at 11. Um, so got to cut it down. This so
Okay.
there's got to be a net negative in the collection this year.
Are you more of like it's got to be is 11 also a problem number? Like, does it have to be even or odd?
No, but
Okay.
it needs to be single digits. It needs to get cut
Okay.
down to single digits.
So so
10 is too
so
many.
okay. So so you're cutting down. It's going to be net negative. Do you have any contenders that you want to speak of? Again, you don't have to
Oh,
share, but yeah.
the I think probably the chopping block of the two omegas and
Mm.
potentially the Japek. Depends what goes.
So
Um,
you're talking about the two-tone Seamaster, right?
yeah,
The mhm.
and then the
and
Speedmaster.
and the Speedmaster. The that's a Hesselite.
No,
Speed.
it's Sapphire Sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, maybe we should talk. Anyway,
yeah.
and then what was the other one?
And then potentially the Japek.
The shipback.
Um,
Okay, okay.
Potentially.
So would you, when you say fast, if you were to trade out of, let's say, those three pieces, would you, would you sell them, or would you consider trading them for one piece and still be, net negative? Does that count?
Well, what I'm trying to do is so I've got a big piece already planned for 2026.
Okay.
I was kind of just planning to putter around and do what I normally do 2024 and 2025, but
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I'm looking to potentially consolidate my watch capital in 2024 and then do a big piece in 25 and 26.
Okay.
Potentially. So I'm gonna check with my AD about the 25 big piece.
Uh huh.
If we can work something out, I can start consolidating some pieces this year with no plan to buy any further pieces. Otherwise, I might look for maybe a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 move
Yeah.
this year, and then keep the 26 piece on
Yeah.
on on uh, on schedule.
Okay. Okay. Colin is saying, "Hey, give me a deal on that Speedy, Marcus." That's what he's saying. Steve saying, "Chapek, no, say it ain't so, Marcus. Say it ain't so." Any reason for
Um,
the Chapek
I,
being on
I'm
the
I'm
watch?
sh- I'm shocked at how well the Parmigianis are depreciating on the secondary market.
Okay.
And kind of the date wheel on the Antarctique kind of bothers me once you've started to own it. Like
Okay.
New Year's was actually I track my what how many times I wear my watches.
Yeah.
New Year's was the 100th time I wore my Chapek.
Oh.
So
Oh wow.
that's pretty good. Like I think I
That
gave
is
it a
pretty
good
good. Yeah.
run. Like it's much more than Sanjay gives his watches. So
Yeah.
um, so I'm thinking about moving it again. I'm not in a hurry. It has to
Yeah.
be the right price and all that. Like I'm not gonna have a fire sale in the Chapek.
Yeah.
Like I want most of the capital that I put into it, especially with price increases and all that. I'd want most of what I put in, but I could be looking to consolidate maybe a 2 or 3 for 1, either in 2024 or 2025.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um, Maison saying UK Moser AD don't seem to have any in stock. I'm going to try Moser Direct to see what they say. Okay, so it looks like um, Maison's looking for a Moser this year. He could fall back on the Geo CQ panel bicolor instead. I think Wolfie has that watch with the big date. Um, Very good looking watch. Hey, Caliber saying he's going to buy a dozen watches this year. That's his prediction. Oh man, good one.
That
Rick
sounds like a
saying
fun year.
that sounds like a fun year, especially since the guy fasted for like 500 days on the without buying a watch. So go big, right?
Yeah.
But he did pick up some at the end of this year. Rick saying resolved to reduce my collection further. by end of next of this year to 24, ideally by 7 to 10 pieces, reduced by 11 in 2023. Okay, so maybe possibly going down to taking down 21 watches in 2 years for Rick. Um, Marceau is saying my bank account has resolved to take it easy with watches in 2023. This year, 2023 was kind of expensive. I've got a lot of scuba dives planned. Um, yeah, I mean, Marceau's got a great collection. Bobby's saying I really like the salmon shop, to be honest. But if there's a whale out there, I can understand throwing the salmon as baits. Um, Chaz is looking for a modest 2024, unless Dan wins the lotto, of course. Hey, KR, good to see you. Mr. Casio saying anything not downsized by the end of the year can be sent to me. I will take care of them for you. Of course, of course. Hey, so like I have a resolution or two. I have okay. So I have like a main resolution, right?
Yeah.
But there's a fallback plan to that resolution. So look, what I'm about to say, look, I'm capable of changing my mind at any time. Um, this resolution will probably not happen, just based on the last several years, how my watch purchasing and collection has been going. But I'm just going to throw it out there, maybe as a way to keep myself honest, or try to keep myself honest. Now, I've talked about many times in the last couple of months that I really want the next purchase to be. I'm really looking at that uh, Glazut Original, Glazuta Original Panel Reserve, and that silver dial or black or blue. I really like all the dial variations of that watch in the stainless steel. The green doesn't do anything for me, so anything but the green, I like. However, sticking with that watch, man, I really have been digging the rose gold and black dial. This piece right here, I know it's crazy. It's just it's so crazy.
That's probably my favorite of the of
The
the
variations.
variants. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Wolfie has this piece. Um, it's an expensive piece. I've seen these in the secondary go for in the like I think I've seen like 11 or 12, maybe I would like to say,
Yeah, I'm that's
depending on
it's a pricey
condition.
piece, but that's like sub money, right? And you get a much
Yeah,
classier watch.
yeah. So, man, I would love for this to happen. I give this a very small chance of actually happening, and I will tell you what I think is actually really going to happen. What's going to happen is I'm pretty confident that I can quote unquote keep a fast going at least until June. I'll be traveling, I believe, to Europe in the early summer, and I think it'll be very very hard for me not to buy a German watch while I'm in Germany, because I will be in Germany
Yeah,
for.
I think that's reasonable, but I think you can do two as long as you're not buying like four or five. The geo is in play,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
The only caveat to that, Marcus, is that got a lot of stuff that we still want to do in the house.
Yeah.
So we just finished some a project outside, and I think
Ah, right, the porch.
yeah, the porch, and I think we're gonna. Man, my wife is really pushing for a project inside the house, not a major one, but anything that's not major still costs about $10,000 to $20,000 nowadays. So, I mean, there you go. That's this kind of money here. So I'm gonna aim for this. What's likely gonna happen is I think I'll be in Germany or in Austria with Wolfie, and I'm gonna be picking up a German piece. Like, and it might be something like another Zen or Nomos or something like that. Nothing too crazy,
Yeah.
but something that will just kind of like celebrate the moment. You know,
Yeah, you definitely have to. You're going to Germany. You have to do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
You have to get a German watch from Germany. That's
I know. It's like
non-negotiable.
it's not negotiable, right? And I just,
Yeah,
I just hope my wife understands that. That's all.
yeah.
She's just gonna have to understand that. So can't go wrong with that, Goldie. Mr. Casio, I have to get dressed up and to even look at that black and gold. Yeah, it is a beauty. Our buddy Cho, he threw out a version of this with a blue dial and the gold, and that looks beautiful too. But I think I'll go more classic here with the black dial though.
Just get the
Um,
black.
yeah, yeah, I think so. I mean, Wolfie has this watch, like I mentioned. He sings its praises. It's just a beautiful piece. Have I thought about RV living? I'm gonna have to get like a tiny house, right? A Geo with a discount and VAT removed. Bought a Geo at Geo's factory after tour. Oh, so you think okay? I mean, like the thing is, like we're also gonna be in stopping in the Czech Republic, right? And you know the German border to Czech. Well, Glasuta, the town of Glasuta, is only like 2 hours away from Prague. So may have to take a trip to Glasuta. It's like literally right over the border. You go from Prague to towards Germany. It's like right over the border there. So I may have to, if I could sneak away for a day, Marcus, that's what I think I'm gonna have to do.
I think you have
Uh,
to check out the dial factory, right? The at Pforzheim.
yeah, I'm gonna do as much as I can. Um,
Yeah.
if they allow people to come in out of the blue, you know what I mean? Then so be it. But it's not a big town, from what I understand. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try to make a day of it if I can, and make the most of it. Um,
Hmm.
let's see here. Yep, commemorate the trip. Got to do it. Keith is saying, I love pretty much any rose gold watch with a black dial. Such a great combination. Marcus, like I really hadn't been interested in gold watches. Only until like maybe the last 2 or 3 years, and I wonder if it's just because influence from other people, Amin, for example, or is it something? I mean, have you always been? I mean, have you been interested or any interested at all in yellow gold, rose gold kind of pieces, or
Uh,
is it not your thing?
I, I think all my watches right now are white metals, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't speak to that, but I do like the look of it.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's something that happens in age. The older you get, like it's something that appeals to you more,
It's a
or
bit of a capstone, right? You should get a precious metal piece. Like I mean I've got platinum, I've got
yeah,
tantalum, but there is something to be said about sort of a colored gold
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Well, anyway, so as a wrap up, I mean that's pretty much what it is, right? I mean, so this is my resolution. My resolution is to get one German watch this year, and it's this one right here. No other watches. I just really can't make it happen. If I get distracted, if I see like a Seiko here or buy like something else there, Longines there, like it's just going to take me further away from this, which has a little chance as it is. If not, I think the 2024 will still be a success. Um, even if I get like a German watch in Germany. Uh, Czechia is in the EU, so you shouldn't have to deal with any border between Czechia and Germany. Yeah, no, I think it'll be totally fine, right? Yeah, they're right next to each other, so I don't think that'll be an issue getting around there for sure. Okay, okay, let's please chat continue to let me know what your resolutions are. Let's move over to the prediction side of tonight. And I don't know if I have many predictions. I have one in mind, but Marcus, anything like you see in 2024, anything,
I'm
even if
not
it's like
I'm
a
not a prediction guy. I usually
yeah,
like to react to what happens.
yeah. I hear you. Um, I have one prediction, right? And I think it's something that I've been talking about with others a lot lately, just trying to figure out like the secondary market and whatnot. And I think this is the year, and maybe this is nothing noteworthy what I'm about to say, but I think this is the year that Hodinkee finally gets out of this relationship that they have with Crown and Caliber. They sell. I think they sell Crown and Caliber this year. It just doesn't seem like it's been working out. The business, supposedly, Crown and Caliber has been bleeding money, letting people loose, letting people go, and it just seems to be on kind of like life support. If you believe what you hear from behind the scenes, and the
Do you
same,
think
yeah,
Hodinkee killed Crown and Caliber? Because I think were they doing okay before they were bought out, or were they already kind of on life support?
I think Crown and Caliber, there was a systematic problem with Crown and Caliber before Hodinkee purchased, and the reason why I say that is because as a I think they were just buying everything. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
like you could like a little like maybe not so much this year, right? But like 2022, 2021, you send a watch to them, like they have that feature where you can they'll buy your watch, man. I, I sold I sold the Black Bay 58, the blue one I had, to Crown and Caliber, and I got a price that absolutely shocked me. It was more than I paid at the time, which was crazy because um, I paid full retail for the watch, and I believe I sold it a few months later to them when I came to my senses, and I couldn't keep both the original Black Bay 58 and that, and I'm pretty sure I may have gotten a little bit more than my money back. And
Mm,
that I mean I know the market was hot, but I mean that's a little crazy,
yeah.
and
Because
so
that's like um they're not paying retail, right? They're paying wholesale,
yeah,
and they were
yeah,
they were paying over this wholesale for it. Any tutor, that sounds like
yeah,
a
bad
bad
business plan,
go.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and like and I think maybe so. I mean, I know that's just one example, but I think that was happening a lot. I think they were just like spending money left and right, just buying up inventory, and um, and I think
Yeah.
maybe the scales tipped after Hodinkee, like maybe like it was on its way to being a very problematic uh, way to run a business, and then like when Hodinkee got on board or bought them, like maybe I don't know what's happening behind. I'm not in the room where it happens, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
there's something happened there, and it just like it went downhill, and I think a lot of these secondary players are well, we're seeing some consolidation, right? We're seeing some buyouts, right? Seeing some
Yeah.
Watchbox buying a bunch of other secondary sellers, and forming this like big conglomerate. Like they're like the big fish, you know what I mean? And they're just like eating everybody up, right? And it's hard to compete. I used to I used to go to like every day. I remember I would check
Yeah.
Crown and Caliber, right? And
I remember you
now I don't
guys were
even
talking
bother.
about I remember you guys were talking about how you were selling to Crown and Caliber, and I was shocked by the value they were giving. I mean, I was pleasantly shocked, but
Yeah.
shocked.
It was, and most of the time, like like I said, I only saw like that watch here, but I would use it as a leverage tool. Like
Yeah.
like Karen Caliber is offering me this, like and when I sell my pieces, like it was a good reference, point. And then like last year they wouldn't even
They
buy
wouldn't even
anything.
give you yeah, they wouldn't give you a quote or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they'll give you like credit, right? Like last year, like I mean, I sold my sub last year. I went to
Yeah.
Crown and Caliber. I'm like, like they got to take this up, right? They got to take this up. Wouldn't take this up.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
it
take
sounds
this
like
up.
they wow.
I mean, they give me credit, but they wouldn't buy it from me. You know what I mean? So they had no cash. They had no cash to buy a watch that they could sell instantly, right? Not even give me an offer, Marcus. Not even give me an offer, cash offer. Like not even lowball me. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
pretty
If
rough.
so, yeah. Um, so Colin is saying, based on my experience, CNC got worse after Hodinkee. Some conversations with customer service folks there told me the takeover was going very, very badly. Um, I'm insane. I love hearing Marcus's voice coming from Claudius's face. Yeah. um, Bobby's saying, has anyone worn the DB27 Titanhawk? Asking for a friend. He lives in my mirror. Uh, I've
Unfortunately, no.
yeah,
No.
I've never worn that, Bobby. Um, James is saying prior to Hodinki's acquisition, Crown and Caliber seem to be advertising a lot and sponsoring a lot of watch podcasts to raise their profile. That is true. That is true. Um, Rick jumping in here. Wrong answers only. Swatch Group buys Rolex. Paddock releases a dive watch. Hodinkee authors cutting edge articles, and Grand Seiko introduces only 10 models. Very well done, Rick. Well done. Yeah. So as far as that goes, Marcus, I think you will finally see. Now the question is like how much do they sell it for, right? I mean, we'll never know. Nobody will know. It's a private company. They're not going to release
Or they could just
that
shut
kind of
it down.
information.
I guess they could sell it for like $1 and save face, but probably
Yeah.
it's just shut down. It's not worth anything.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
just a
like, look. I
toxic
mean,
asset.
it's a toxic asset. It's still like hasn't I mean, people recognize the name. Like maybe it could be resurrected by somebody else,
Yeah.
and like a little private equity firm will pick it up, and just try to revive it and then like spin it and sell it in a couple of years. I don't know, but I mean, I think we've seen the end of Hodinky and Crown Caliber's relationship. Now, does Hodinky keep their shop going? I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like that's even crappy too. I mean, it doesn't seem to work. They have an issue with writing any good content anymore, right? So, and they can't run that business, the sale business. So, I don't know. Who sees? It's a sad. I think it was a go-to for a whole lot of people for a really really long time, and it feels like it's falling apart.
Yeah.
Um, Joy B saying, "Hey now, sorry I'm late. North flag on tonight." Marceau, Breitling buys Crown and Caliber to exclusively sell the new Universal Genève watches. Marceau, I think you got it. I think that's the winner. I like the direction some of you guys are going with the wrong answers only for this premise. I like that. Um, James Duffy, same prediction as every year. Tudor will put the 369 dial on more Black Bay 58s. Um, I like that. It's in the bronze, right? The bronze has that. It's a good look. I like that as well. Um, I don't even know like Rolex. Who knows what Rolex is going to do, right? I just don't. I'm sure there'll be some prediction videos coming out on that soon. But I got nothing. I got nothing when it comes to Rolex. So, um, Maison saying, "Will Breitling buy any more brands? Turn themselves into a big group? Who could they buy? Um, Gerard Parago? Could we see a Breitling purchase of Gerard Parago? Didn't they go back independent? Didn't they leave that group? With what was the other the watch that the brand that all the oligarchs wear? Ulysse Nardin. Didn't wasn't that weren't they paired up together? GP and Ulysse Nardin, Marcus, or am I?
Yeah. They
Yeah,
were.
they were. Carrick, yeah, owned them. Yeah, GP and UN. Yep. Um, Tudor. Here's Chaz coming. Tudor will win at least two GPHG categories in 2024. Um, I think.
No, two. They won't get two. They won't get two. They'll get
So
one.
right. Okay. They'll get definitely one, Chaz. We'll do the over under at 1.5. I'm
Yeah,
going
that's
under.
that's it's gonna be yeah, definitely under. They're not gonna. They've never won two. Like only real brands win two, and very few real brands win two
Could Breitling
in the
buy
same year.
JLC from Richemont? No, I don't see that happening.
No,
I don't see that. Peter C. Hodinky changes his name to the 1917 Company to cause confusion.
I'll be honest. Like I don't hate what Richemont has done with JLC. They've started to make them as a they started to market them as a halo a bit of a halo brand now. Like if you look at how they're dealing at their points of sale, like they're not giving any discounts. They're really controlling supply and they're really controlling discounts. Um, so I think that JLC is kind of making a bit of a resurgence, to be honest. Because if you walk into any point of sale for JLC, you're not going to get a giant discount anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see here. Oop, cancel that. Um, Tudor will actually make something in 2024. Ooh, are you talking about their movements, Jazz? Um,
I think Tudor again is going to save everything for 26. That's going to be my prediction. So you're not going to see anything from anything significant from Tudor until 26, because that's their 100th anniversary. So anything that's any good ideas they have
mhm.
are probably being saved for 26.
Bobby saying Adrian Barker will release a video stating insert brand watch is better than Rolex, and with that sponsored money, will add a new Rolex to his collection.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right.
can't
Uh,
can't argue with that.
nope, nope. Let's see here, man. There hasn't been any new releases yet this year, huh? I mean, I know it's only been like the second day, but nothing here to highlight. I
I
think.
expected Omega to come out with something today, so but maybe this week.
Oh, is this where Omega usually comes out with something in the first
Yeah,
weekend?
they
Yeah.
it's usually the first Tuesday of the year.
Mm.
And because they came out, what was it? They released some gold Speedmasters on in January.
Oh, yeah.
They released Ed White in January. So they've been doing a lot in January, like that first week of January.
Okay. White Speedy, maybe. Um.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a Panda Dial Speedy. It's probably gonna be like a Speedy Pro with Panda Dial. So
Mhm. Mhm.
if someone's so inclined, I'm always gonna stay with the OG. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Um. All right. I am fresh out of predictions.
yeah.
So, well, look, there's no shame in calling it a little bit early tonight. I'm a little beat anyway, and I'm sure you are too, Marcus. Um, but hey, chat, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Marcus, anything coming up for you, bud? Any basketball games? Any
Um, I mean,
plays?
I'm not super happy that the Raptors are the reason that the Detroit Pistons winning percentage is now higher than a Mel Gibson traffic breathalyzer. But yeah, mm,
uh, yeah, Mrs. Legs had a pretty good night last night. Her Michigan Wolverines beat Alabama,
yeah,
and Hobby Bobby's I think is a big Huskies fan, Washington fan, so they'll be meeting each other in a national championship game. Maison saying interesting, Moser are apparently set to discontinue the Moser Heritage according to what was posted on the Bobby Legs Discord. Thank you for mentioning that, Maison, the Bobby Legs Discord, where you get your up-to-date news information.
yeah.
The very one that he is wearing. Anyway, um, thanks
Is
all.
is most of
Yeah,
discontinuing stuff really big news though?
yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I
We,
still
we,
like
we don't
Moser.
really hear about it. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
when the Green Dragon was discontinued, like there was no like big announcement or anything like that. It was just quietly retired, right? And
Yeah.
I didn't see a spike in prices or anything like that. So I think Moser's kind of gotten to the point where they're post hype right now. Like they're not super toxic, but they're definitely post hype.
Marcus, one last question before let me. I want to get a prediction out of you.
Yeah.
I'll give you an over under.
Mhm.
Over under 68 new releases by Grant Seiko.
So what did they release? 73?
It was 73 last year.
73.
I'm
60.
giving you.
So are we going to go 68 and a half? I'll take the under 68 and a half.
Oh, so you think okay 68 and a half. So you're going to go under 68 and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that they have to, right? They're it's something they're cognizant of.
mhm.
And that, yeah, there's something that that they're cognizant of that they have way too many references, and everyone's getting fatigued, and everyone just kind of doesn't care. Every like if they release a new Grand Seiko with a slightly different, well, with the same Grand Seiko with a slightly different dial every week, like that's not going to fly. So
Yeah.
um, I'll take the under 68.5.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be just I'm gonna go against you here. I'm gonna say going over just to have a little fun here. And I know you have a fantastic memory, and you'll bring it up at the end of next year if you were right or wrong, or if I was right or wrong, for sure. But I'll say over. I'll say over. I have no problem saying over. I'm good with that. I'm no problem saying under or over. I was trying to pick a number where we can both feel good about, like where we're going to be above or below it. And I think it sounds like I found a really good number for us. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're saying below, I say above. You heard it here, folks. Um, Next year we'll talk about this. Hey,
I don't
Marcus.
even. How do you?
Yeah.
Who's going to keep track of that? Who's going to arbitrate that number?
Oh, there. I'm sure. I'm sure Sanjay
Is
will.
there a like something that we can look at, like like the consumer price index or something like that we can look at, like there's like an immutable result
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
how
I'm.
many, because so we're counting like country specifics and all that, right? And
Oh
it was
yeah,
73 last year.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I think there's probably going to be like Grand Seiko themselves are not going to be like touting that we released 73 different references, but there's probably a third party like fan sites that do that,
I'm
right?
sure. I'm definitely. So there's probably some place on Reddit where we can find that number for sure.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about that. So many releases, says Justin. GS can't help themselves. Um,
I
Justin
hope
say,
they
yeah,
show just a modicum of self restraint, just a modicum, not a lot, but a modicum.
yeah, yeah. This, time is saying Dib can do it. I'm sure Dib could find out. Um, but yeah, no, we'll get that number. We'll get that accurate number at the beginning of 2025, and then we'll revisit this prediction. Anyway, Marcus, thanks, man. Thanks again for joining. Really, really appreciate it, man. Always do. Always love when you come on. Chat. Thank you so much for participating. Love to hear your predictions and resolutions. And see you guys on Sunday for another episode of Watch Soup with Watchdog Clayton. Uh, Watchdog Clayton with us, and hopefully Sanjay. Hopefully Sanjay. Anyway, have a good night.
Hopefully, Sanjay.
See you guys. Yeah.
Good night,
Take
guys.
care, guys. Good night.